Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Idle Angels video, and today I'm going to be covering the topic of how to build Hela, which I'm sorry, is probably one of the most impressive and good supports used in both PvE and PvP. So this is definitely a video that I should have done way earlier, but now is the time that I will be covering this topic. So first, on the bottom is the table of how many blue scrolls you will be needing in order to max out this angel, and Hela is a UR based angel, which means in order to max her out you will need to get the UR plus MR and incarnation level, all four to the maximum, which is 4 times 700, around 2,900 to 3,000 blue scrolls. Of course, this is a lot of blue scrolls, but believe me, currently in the game, this is kind of the best support for PvE. And if you want to push for the maximum stage of PvE, you definitely will need a maxed out Hela, or at least MR for Hela. But in order to reach level 400 with Hela, since she is a UR based angel, you will need to max out the UR the UR stage to 5 stars. But this is only if this is your first angel and if you are maxing her out, because as you already know, I do have a guide that is covering up the inheritance. With the inheritance, you can have the DPS be level 400 and then inherit that level 400 onto other angels that are even 0 stars SSR plus. They can become level 400, which is practically amazing. When when it comes to the awaken levels, with Hela, your goal is to reach MR2 stars in the beginning, because this is when she actually unlocks her potential. And in order to do that, you will need 2 stars of UR, then 2 stars of UR plus, and then you can get the 2 stars of MR. If your question is, should you build 1 star of MR and then 1 more star? Yes, that is probably better to do 1 star UR, 1 star UR plus, 1 star MR. But the main idea why I put 2 stars at the same time is if in case there is an event that is the weekend sale, or an event in which if you spend 10 blue scrolls to summon, you receive 2 additional shards for the UR or UR plus base level, then it is better to max out UR and UR plus first and later on to get the MR stars, because you will be saving blue scrolls. So after you get MR 2 stars, you will definitely want MR to become with 3 stars. I will explain a bit later why. Then MR to reach 4 stars. At MR 4 stars, you give up on the MR. You go for incarnation level 3 if you want PvP. If you want PvE, you want incarnation level 2. Then you move to MR 5 stars and you finish off the incarnation level to 5 stars. When it comes to the basic skills, the first skill is that she will be granting all allies except herself the Vigor buff, which increases the max HP by 20% of her own max HP, and then heals the entire team, restoring HP equal to her attack. The second skill is that she will deal fixed damage to each enemy, which is based on her max HP, and will reduce their max HP based on her own max HP. So if this is very confusing, in short, Hela is an angel that requires a lot of HP to be stacked on her, and everything is resolving around how much HP do you have on your Hela. So the more HP she has, the better for your team. Better buffs for your team, better debuffs to destroy the enemy team, and the more damage that she will be doing. When it comes to the UR plus powers, actually I forgot to mention over here, this Vigor buff can be applied on herself as well if you upgrade her own relic to awakening level 60, if I'm not mistaken. With the UR plus powers, when entering battle, grants the highest attack ally with Void, which is basically damage reduction for 1 round, which is very, very nice because the UR plus power is just another layer for your DPS to be protected. Then, since she is a max HP angel, we are going to be picking up all of the buffs regarding the max HP, with the possible choice of reviving herself or dealing 10% of max HP to all enemies. The idea behind this is sometimes you will need a bit more damage to kill the boss, so Law of Revenge can help. For PvP, there's another buff that you can use, which is that whenever the angel dies, it stuns enemies. Sometimes I have used it, but for PvP, most of the times it's that you want to revive your Hela. But keep in mind, in PvE, not always you want your Hela to have the Law of Eternity, so she can have death evasion on her own. Sometimes you want Hela to cast and then die in order to get the other angels come to the main lineup and then cast their buffs. If you have MR5 Hela, then it's okay-ish for her to survive for a bit longer. But if you don't have MR5 Hela, you definitely want her to cast her MR skill and then die. And I will explain just in short why. So with MR0, she grants a Shadow Shield to all allies, which provides damage reduction by 12% of her own max HP and 5% attack buff to all allies based on her max HP for 1 round. And here's why I say that if you have MR5, it's okay for Hela to stay for a bit longer. It's because for only 1 round you are having that buff, and for a second round at MR5, which means that unless she dies in the round that she casts the buff, next round your DPS will lose this buff and it won't be as buffed to one-shot the PvE boss. At MR1 she receives 150 energy and she needs 200 energy in order to cast her MR skill. At MR2 it's plus 2% more damage reduction and 3% attack. At MR3 it's 50 more energy. So you definitely want to reach MR3 as fast as possible in order to be able to make your Hela cast the Shadow Shield from the first round. MR4 is plus 2% more damage reduction and 2% attack buff to your allies. When it comes to the incarnation powers, they're a bit more PvP related, but in short, her incarnation will provide max HP to all allies. It will provide a death pack buff, which is 6% of Hela's max HP will be added to the DPS of the allies as holy damage, which will ignore damage reduction, and on top of that you will get plus 30% damage reduction from incarnation level skills, which is mostly how all of the angels are dealing damage right now. So this is for PvP. Incarnation level 1 will give you 1 willpower. Incarnation level 2 will give you 10% max HP to all allies based on Hela's max HP. So it's 10% of Hela's max HP to all allies. Incarnation level 3, when the first enemy dies, this slot will be locked. So let's say that you are doing PvP and you have 6 angels, the enemy has 6 angels. You kill one of the enemy angels and that slot is locked and another new angel cannot be spawned on that slot. So basically it will be, you have 6 angels and your opponent will have 5 angels at all time, which is very, very good for PvP. Incarnation level 4 reduces the incarnation level damage that you take by 15%, and incarnation level 5 gives plus 6% more buff to her incarnation power. When it comes to the relic, you definitely want her own relic because it gives her damage reduction and HP percentage. And on top of that, you want to have as much HP percentage as possible. If you can get 3 of them, it's for the better. I don't think you care about speed or any other stats on the relic. For the gear, since she is a HP based angel, you definitely want to get the belt first. And I would suggest to do a combo between the belt with the sword. Why, you may ask? Well, Hela does nice buffs. She gains those buffs and she gets a lot of HP and a lot of attack. So she will be dealing damage as well, especially for PvP. So in my opinion, the sword with the belt is the good opportunity to be at tier 5. And then you can do ring with the chestplate and then boots with the helmet last. It's an HP based angel, so we're definitely upgrading the chestplate first when it comes to the artifacts and the damage reflection, after which is the sword and the ring to deal damage, and the rest 3 don't really matter that much. On the wardrobe, our goal is to max HP, to upgrade the max HP and the endurance, and the rest 4 don't matter that much. Sorry, I have made a small mistake. It's not agility, her main stats. Her main stats is intellect, so you would definitely want to swap it like this in order to gain the best potential of the angel as fast as possible. When it comes to the gem, you want HP first, and then others don't really matter. You could do defense if you want to be more on the protective side for the angel, but you could also do attack gem. For the special gem from Illusion Corridor, I use Nature Guardian gem because when entering battle increases all allies buff received by 6%. You can also upgrade this one, but if you already use the Nature Guardian on another angel like Hera, you could use a Void Shadow angel. And you definitely want to stack as much HP as possible with buff received and speed if you are going for the PvP, because it will just help you out if your Hela is faster than the enemy angel. When it comes to the affinity and fate, your goal is to reach 2000 affinity in order to marry the angel. So once you marry the angel, you will be able to unlock the fate with the angels, even if they are not presented in the main lineup. And your goal is to gain the HP up, which is sadly one of the fates is Mikkel. And if you're free to play, I don't really suggest summoning on that angel because those 15% HP won't really benefit you compared to using the blue scrolls in order to summon out an MR based angel that you can use on your lineup. But if you already have 12 or even 18 maxed out angels that you use, then at that point it's okay to summon for this angel to gain the HP up buff. And lastly, when it comes to the pet from the free-to-play pet, I am suggesting the Celestial Light, and from the quote-unquote pay-to-win pet, but there's an option to receive those pets for free with the Apex Arena. It's just a bit harder because you need to farm coins, so it will take you a month and a half to gain enough coins in order to buy one chest, but it's definitely possible. I do suggest to use Lotus Maiden or Lord of the Dead, and here on the bottom I've put Rainbow Guardian and Devil Elder just in case you're using all of these 3 for other angels. But in my opinion, Lotus Maiden is one of the best ones to put on Hela at the moment. At second place I'll put Lord of the Dead, at third place Celestial Light, and then fourth and fifth it's just if for some reason you decide to use the pets above for other angels. So this will be it regarding Hela. I hope that you find this guide useful and it will help you out decide if you want to build her or not. Her speciality is becoming really important at around stage 100, so you definitely can stall and not build her at the very beginning, but you will reach a certain point where you will see that not having Hela makes it just miserable and impossible to push PvE. And of course, for PvP, she is also being very, very useful. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.